Do you want to find hidden real estate deals before anyone else? Today, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process in the tool that you can use to find these off-market gems before they hit the MLS. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll know how to find motivated sellers, whether you're an investor or a wholesaler, which can lead to big profits. If you're new to real estate investing or wholesaling, you've probably heard the term off-market properties, which just means these are not homes that are listed on a retail market or on the MLS. You can't go to Zillow and find them. And the reason people say off-market deals are the best is because there are no agent fees, there's no listing fees, and you're dealing usually directly with the homeowner. But how do you actually find these deals? And after you find the deal, how do you even get in contact with the person to make the deal happen? Well, today I'm going to walk you through an easy way to not only find deals, but to contact the right people, and that's using a tool called PropertyReach.com. It's a platform designed to help wholesalers and investors find off-market properties before anyone else. So first, let's go over to PropertyReach.com and I'll walk you through the platform. Here we are inside of PropertyReach.com. What I love about this platform is it easily makes it possible to find off-market deals. So what does that mean? It means we can find deals that are in pre-foreclosure, pre-probate. It might be vacant. There might be a tax delinquency on it. It might be a zombie property. It could be in bankruptcy. These are filters that allow us to find properties that are more likely to have people willing to sell their home, usually for a discount. That could be for a variety of reasons. It could be because they're in a financial, problem. It could be because they have a family issue. It could be because they're just tired of having the property. It could be because they want to retire. There are a variety of reasons why someone would want to sell their home, typically for a deal. And because it's off market, it means that it's not publicly available to other people. Once it is available to other people on the MLS or on Zillow or on Realtor.com, everyone can see that property and they know it's available. So the price increases. Here, prices are what we believe them to be based on an enormous amount of data. We're able to estimate for you the value of a home along with how much equity might be in that home. So as an investor myself, if I'm using this platform, which I do, I would want to look at the current market and then decide, will I wholesale the property or am I going to buy it? And then what are some filters I can use in order to make it more likely that someone will sell the property? So I would want to look at a particular area. One I know is hot at the moment, which would be a place like Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a top 10 market in the country. This is now going to show me all the homes in the area, and I can zoom in a little bit, see some of the properties that are on the list. I can see Uptown, as they call it, in Charlotte. Here's the airport. It's really neat to see some of these estimated property values. So for me, I now would think, what's going on in the market? So we have just come out of a period where there's been a shortage of homes. And because of that and everything going on in the economy, a lot of owners are sitting on a lot of equity and they don't know what to do with it. And so we're going to help them out with that. And the way we're going to do that is by using this filter here for high equity. I know that if someone has high equity, they're more likely to sell the property because they can negotiate more because they have more equity. Now, that limits the list to 213,957 in Charlotte. So that is a lot of properties. Let's condense it down a little bit more. So I would go to this filters option at the top, and it would show me we've got a filter for Charlotte and we've got a filter for high equity. What's really neat is on the left side is there are a bunch of options such as owner info, property characteristics, MLS info, pre-foreclosure, and on and on. It would take us a long time to go through all of these filters, but that's great because you may have a niche. You may figure out a way to use a combination of filters that no one's thought of before. And by doing that, you can limit it down to a group of people who are extremely motivated to get rid of their property. And that's what I love about this tool is I can dig and dig and dig and put together lists of highly motivated people. So the next thing I would want to do to combine a filter here is if I'm using high equity, I would want to then look at something like a property characteristic for a vacant property. So why would I do this? It's because if the property is vacant, that means it's not making any money. There's no renter in there, so it's not cash flowing. It's also not occupied by the owner. If someone occupies the home as the owner, that means they're probably more emotionally connected to the home. They're going to want more for the home because they would want a retail price. I live in it. I've done work to the home and I'm emotionally invested. I think it's worth more because I live here. Versus an investment home that's also vacant, it's not cash flowing, they may not be as emotionally invested into the home. And if it's not cash flowing and they've got equity, the only way they can tap into that money that is in the home is by selling it. They could do a HELOC or another loan essentially on the property, but then they have to pay more. So I love using those two filters for high equity and vacant, which now cuts it down to 2,213 properties. This is a much better list to work from. Now, we've been able to identify what could be potential deals in Charlotte. So I've got this great list of properties that might be available to either wholesale or invest into. I can click one of them and look at it. It's going to show me if it's on market, which this one is for 86 days. So I can see if it's on market. I can look at the type of home. I can see how long it's been owned. What was the original purchase price? What's the estimated equity? I can dig down and look at all different types of information. I think another filter we want to do here is we want to get rid of anything that is on the market. So I would go to MLS info. I'm going to add another filter for off market. And then let's do that. So now that's a little better. So this one looks interesting at 189. That's pretty cheap for Charlotte. It's off market. It's also a 3-1, which are fantastic for rentals. Side notes, also fantastic for Section 8. This looks great. And these are off market. So now we've got off market, vacant, high equity homes. All right. So I have found my potential deals. Now what do? I need to get the information for the people that own these homes so I can contact them and see if we can work out some type of deal. So the way I could do that, I could click each one individually, but I want to create a list. But before I do that, I need to save my search. So I would go in here and I would probably save it as Charlotte, North Carolina. It's vacant. It has equity. And what else? And it's not on the MLS, so no MLS. All right. You can actually set up notifications to send to you about the list. But for now, I'm just going to save this. You can put in a description of what this means if you want to do that. And I'll save my search. So anytime I need to come back to this list, I can do that. So the next thing I would do after I save the search is I want to save the list. That's this big blue button over here for Save Properties. I'm going to click this button. You can save it to an existing list, but I'm going to create my own. So I want this to be, again, a Charlotte, equity, vacant. I love all caps for some reason right now. And I want it to be no MLS. Okay. That way I won't confuse this list with any others. So I'll save these properties. What's great is it will show you you've saved it. And here's how many you have left to be saved. But this is what I want to show you. You now have this option to skip trace properties. If you don't know what that means, a skip trace means you are pulling owner information. That's all that means. Skip trace is just a fancy way of saying it. And what we do is we're going to do it straight in the platform. And it's quick, which is very different from others. So I'll click this, skip trace properties. It takes me to my list and bingo, bango, we've got our list. There's 1,088 of 2,621 contacts returned successfully. All right. So we've got now our saved list. We've got a list of all the contacts that it was able to find. So for example, I can see this 11414 Kingfisher Drive. I can see the value. I can see the owner. This would indicate it's a corporation. If not, I could see the actual name. So as I scroll over, I would then be able to see phone numbers and email addresses. And if there's multiple owners, I could see their info as well. So you're able to actually click the phone numbers or the emails and email and call directly from in here. It will pop up a notice to do that. What I recommend is you actually selecting this whole list and then exporting it, because then you can export it out. You can put it in Excel, you can look at it, and you can do the things you need to do for your business, whether that's having an assistant make the calls to set up meetings. If you're an advanced wholesaler, that's what you would do. But as a newbie, this is how I got my start wholesaling. Is you would pull this list out and then put it in Excel, organize it by those who you have information for, and then just start calling the list. So hopefully you have a script. And if not, maybe we can help you with that. Drop it in the comments if you need a script. So this is exactly how you can find off-market deals.